searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, because eyes so bright. They look into my
Welcome back to Scheananigans. Look, someone needs to call a meteorologist because there's a storms in the studio today. She is the longest serving current cast member, holding an orange, mother to 3 beautiful girls, a dog mom to one of reality TV's most beloved canines, and the HBIC of RHOC. Please welcome Shannon Storms Beador. How we doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. I'm so glad to finally get you here. This has been something I've wanted to do for
you're
so
sweet.
long. We've known each other for so
I know.
long. I've had this podcast for so long, and now we're finally doing it. We're getting into Scheananigans.
Yeah.
So how we doing?
I'm good.
How
I'm
was your
good. I don't
weekend?
know what happened to my voice, but I'm trying to get it back.
I literally woke up the same way. I was like, am I getting sick? But then I've had 2 coffees and a cup of tea, and I feel like it's slowly starting to come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, it will.
Something in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all good. You look amazing.
Oh, you're very kind.
I love the denim.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're always team Shannon here at Scheananigans.
Well,
Always.
You're very kind. I have to say, I don't really look at social media, but I do a little bit,
Mhm.
and I'm overwhelmed by how nice everyone is being, and I'm not. It's not that Tamra always says I act like a victim, and it really bothers me because
Mhm.
I think I'm exactly the opposite of that. Like I'm a survivor. I'm
Yeah.
trying to work through a lot of difficult things and doing the best I can. But it is overwhelming to see. I'm not asking for people to take sides or anything, but
Yeah.
people are being really nice.
Yeah. Well, it's an easy side to take when it's you and Alexis. I'll say that.
Oh, thank you. Thank
So I thought just to start things off, we could keep it light and do a game of rhymes with Beador.
Oh, okay.
So, a friend of, we'll say, of your cast, thought she was being clever a few episodes back when she fired off, "There's the door, Shannon Beador." It's like,
Right.
I mean, I think fans obviously noticed this. That was something rehearsed. She had that ready to go. She was waiting
Right.
for her moment while you guys are also outside.
Right. I mean,
So
it
there's
didn't.
the
it
door to
didn't-
go back into the
Yeah,
party.
it didn't make sense to me. But I
No.
did. I think I said in my interview confessional, but they didn't use it. I think I said something like, "How many times did you practice that in front of
Right?
the mirror?"
Oh,
Yeah.
Totally.
was a
She
little-
was ready to go, but
Yeah.
I thought it would be fun to rattle off a few words that rhyme with
Okay.
Beador, and then you're going to tell me who in your cast would best fit it.
Okay.
Friends of, past,
Okay.
present, whoever.
Okay.
Adore. Who do you most adore?
Vicky.
Bore. Who is the most boring? Anyone you want like fast forward through when they send you the screeners?
Peggy Salahian. Housewife 100.
Core. Who has the best core? Who's the most fit?
Oh, I'll say Heather.
Okay. Chore.
Tamra.
Eeyore. Who's the biggest pessimist?
Gosh. I'll say Lydia.
4. Who's the best golfer?
Oh, well, it should be Katie, the new gal, but she's not. She's not a golfer.
Not at all.
No. It should be me soon because I'm going to
Yeah.
take it up.
I love that. Brock is a big golfer. Our house in Palm Springs is on a golf course. So
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
one day I will partake in more than just driving the golf cart because it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
like
it's-
it.
I think it's good to know how to do it.
Right. Horror.
Horror. Oh, my
Like
goodness.
scariest, not horror.
Like,
horror.
Oh, horror.
You're like, oh, well.
I will say Tamra.
Okay. More. Who do we want more of?
Vicky.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's been nice seeing her back.
She is so much fun. And when I film with her, when I spend time with her, I'm laughing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the show, needs a little bit of lightness.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I agree because these shows can get a bit dark at
I know,
times.
yeah.
Nor. Who do we want less of?
Alexis.
Yeah, I agree. Dior. Who has the best
Oh,
wardrobe?
Well, that would be Heather by far.
Score. Who keeps score? Who's the pettiest?
Oh, well, I think it's Tamra. I just, yeah.
Poor. Who has the best skincare routine?
Oh,
like skin
okay. I
pores.
thought you meant not wealthy. I will say Gina. She has really pretty skin.
Yeah. Explore. It's the most adventurous of the group.
Emily.
Ignore. Anyone we're ignoring?
Tamra.
Restore. Any past OC housewife you want to come back?
Oh, why don't I just be snarky and say Gretchen?
Thank you. Vicky and Gretchen need to be back on, like on. I honestly, because Gretchen's been a friend of mine for, gosh, I feel like almost 12, 13 years, like since the beginning of all of this. And when she left the show, I was like, I don't want to watch it anymore. But then you're on the show and I love watching you. But I would love to see Gretchen back.
What's funny is Tamra didn't get along with her. And so as I became close to Tamra, that's just the kind of friend I am. I didn't like Gretchen because Tamra didn't. And I actually sat down with her and had a really nice conversation recently. And I thought, gosh, she's a really sweet girl.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe that I, didn't even try to pursue any sort of friendship with her.
Yeah. No, she's amazing. Her and I mean, we go literally way back to like my first season. She was one of my first Bravo friends and we've stayed friends ever since.
Yeah, she's sweet.
Yeah, she is. But you know who's not sweet? And I just want to get this out of the way. It's just Alexis. I've got a lot of thoughts on her. I've only really met her once. I wasn't impressed. It also goes back to Gretchen. So at BravoCon, what aired on TV was different than what happened live at the Bravo Awards.
Right.
And all of, the past housewives are up there to give this award to Vicky. And Alexis goes off script and was like, I'm the only woman standing up here who hasn't slept with Slade Smiley. And naturally, like, I laughed because I thought it was on the teleprompter. We all, if you're presenting, you get your script ahead of time. You have to make sure you're okay with it. So I was like, damn, Gretchen's in on the joke. But then I see her face. I'm like, that is not on the I was like, oh, hell no. I had no idea Gretchen was going to be there. It was a surprise. So I'm talking to her after and I'm like, wait, so that was not planned. And she was like, no, she was very offended by it.
Right.
So later that night at the after party, I see Alexis and she's like, oh my God, hi, I'm Alexis. I'm like, you're the one who said something really rude about my friend's husband on stage.
Oh, stop.
And she was just like, I'm like, nice to meet you. And I just like walked away and she was definitely on one. But I just went right over to Gretchen. I was like, nope, I'm not being nice to her. And I don't like the way that she treats you. So.
Yeah, that was, and whatever with Slade, they've been together for so long.
So long.
It's not like they just met or,
No.
it's like his 10th housewife that he's dated.
They've been together.
Yeah, they're together a very long time.
I know. So did you have a relationship with Alexis before last fall?
No.
I didn't think so.
No. In fact, I was sitting with Tamra and, there was a lawsuit where she and I were sued by her ex-husband and Tamra was upset that those girls were up there. We were both kind of seething a little bit. And, but then they made up at that after party.
Was that after party too?
Yeah.
A lot happened at that after party.
I said, like, what's going on with you? I woke up in the morning and I saw pictures of them together. And I said, she sent us a letter. And she said, well, I think Jim made her do it. But, that's part of our season because she told me to dig that letter up. So we'll see if I was able to dig.
Ooh, tea. Also, Alexis saying that, she wants to work towards a friendship with you. And then Emily, I was confused by Emily in the last episode, I'll say, because she's like, liar, liar, Spanx on fire or whatever. Right. But then she's like defending you, being like, well, if you want a relationship with her, then you can't bring receipts.
Right.
Is that even something in the future you would ever be open
Absolutely
to?
not.
Yeah.
No. And, John aside, the lawsuit in itself is a reason for me not to want to be friends with her.
I just can't imagine. It's wild to me how Tamra is just all of a sudden like, they're so cool when this shit cost you $500,000.
Right. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
It's wild to me.
I mean, I just did an interview confessional the other day. And, I said, I try to be humble, but I did say, if Tamra wasn't talking about me, what else would she be talking about? So.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. How did you first find out that Alexis was dating John?
I got a phone call that that there was a picture of the two of them. And the minute that I got that call, I knew they were going to be dating. I just knew it. I knew it.
Was there any overlap in the time?
No.
Okay.
No, it was about, I think he met her about 6 weeks after he broke up with me.
Wow.
We did get back together. I mean, but we didn't admit it because I think we both knew deep down it wasn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just too much blood spilled, you know?
Yeah.
But we cared about each other. So, you know, I was with him all the time.
Did they start dating? Was it around BravoCon?
It was after that.
Okay. I was going to say, I didn't know if I heard about it at BravoCon or shortly after. Yeah. But then in the most recent episode, you guys are talking about Valentine's Day. So that's only like a couple months.
Right. When we started filming, I think they'd been together 2 months.
And she's already talking about how she's going to marry him.
Yeah. Yeah. But you have to understand that's what John does. Like for me, in our second week of the relationship, he was saying, you're my person, you're my future. And I would just look at him and say, I know. Like I thought we were going to be together.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. Whoa. I never feel earthquakes. Oh my God. I hope Summer's not scared at school. They should be like napping right now. What? Okay, so we just experienced an earthquake. We're going to take a little ad break and then come back to what we were just discussing. That was wild. As we all know, I'm not just Summer's mom, I'm also Penny Lane and Salem's mom. And if I'm feeding my kid what is good, I also need to feed my cats what is good. And there were so many things I didn't like about their old cat food, but especially the way it smelled. So we have switched to Smalls. Let me tell you a little bit about Smalls. Its cat food is protein packed with these recipes that are made with preservative-free ingredients that you would find in your fridge. It's delivered right to your door, and veterinarians.org rates Smalls 10 out of 10 for ingredient quality. So we feed our cats every morning. It's part of our morning routine when Summer's getting ready for school. She helps me feed the cats. We give them their medicine because the cats are getting old. So I'm only feeding them good quality food, and they love Smalls. When it came in the package delivered to our door, honestly, at first when I opened up, I thought it was something that Brock had ordered because he's on this like weird meat diet right now. But no, it was actually my cat food, which the cats love. The house doesn't smell like cat food, and I feel better knowing I'm feeding my cats real food, not burnt kibble. And after making the switch to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements, and that's a really big deal. So now is the time to make the switch to Smalls. Head to smalls.com/goodasgold and use promo code goodasgold at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use my code goodasgold for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code goodasgold for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. And I'm feeding my cats good, so why would I not feed myself and my husband good? Am I right? Factor is here again on this podcast because this is what Brock and I eat when we are busy, when we're on the go, and we don't have time to fully cook a meal. With Factor, there's no prep, no mess with your meals. It is so easy. They are always fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. You poke a couple holes in the plastic, you chuck it in the microwave, and boom, your food is ready in 2 minutes. They have over 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, so you'll always have new flavors to explore. I, right now, am adding on all of the juices. I'm obsessed. The smoothies, the juices. I get different ones each week, so I'm like, is it going to be my watermelon lime? Is it going to be my mint lemonade? Or, you know, like my carrot, apple, beet, green juice packet. There's so many options. I'm so obsessed. Summer's obsessed. Brock is obsessed. Make your day delicious from breakfast to dessert and stay fueled with easy and nutritious options. Head to factormeals.com/goodasgold50 and use code goodasgold50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code goodasgold50 at factormeals.com/goodasgold50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Okay, that was wild. I feel like I miss every earthquake. It's always when I'm driving.
Right.
And okay, back to being love bombed. Okay, that was so crazy. Okay, so we were just talking about how you were saying a couple weeks into your relationship with John, he was love bombing you. How was it? Just with his words, like how he did it? And at what point did you realize he was doing that to you, or did you not realize it until you saw him repeat it?
I didn't realize it, but it was through his words, and then he sent me flowers every few days, and it would be like thinking of your beautiful smile or whatever, super sweet note. And I had never had that before. No one had ever treated me that way. And then he was very supportive. He was available to do press with me and go to New York with me and travel with me. And my ex-husband didn't like to do that. So, that
must have been a nice change. It's like, wow, I have someone supportive who's here through all of this.
Yeah. Yeah. And and slowly he would leave his clothes. And I remember when COVID hit, we were about 9 months in, and he really only had to bring a few more items of clothes because everything was basically at my house.
Wow.
So, yeah. And, if I look back now, we should have ended things a year in. We should have.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I remembered how great it was at the beginning, and I just wanted to get back there.
Yeah.
But we never did.
And that's only natural to feel that way. Once you know how good it is, it's like, well, maybe it can get back to that.
Right.
Did he ever complain about filming, or do you think he secretly enjoyed it?
Well, that was the thing, is he said he didn't like it, that the show was toxic, etc. But I felt like he enjoyed it, or he liked to go out and be noticed, or like he used to say, I'm so proud to have you on my arm. I'm so proud to be with you. And so that bothered me that 3 years into the relationship, I didn't know the definitive answer to that question,
Yeah. What would you say for other women and even men out there? What are some signs to look for when you're falling into like a love bombing trap?
Well, I don't know, because I wish that someone would. I mean, it's nice, all the things that he was saying and doing. So it's like, I would like someone to, authentically mean that. And I didn't know that I was being love bombed. Like, this is like after the fact. Because I'm seeing.
When you're in it, you don't really realize it.
And I see that he's clearly doing it again, although it's different. I didn't get a ring.
Yeah.
I didn't get a ring.
So speaking of him doing it again, do you think he pursued his current relationship to maintain a spot on this platform?
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's
it's
odd that when we reconnected, the show was just about to premiere, because they decided to wait to release our show after we finished filming. So it was like a 7-month break, and that's when we were broken up.
Right.
But then right before it premiered, he was back in my life. So
wild.
Yeah. I mean, and it is surprising that he's with Alexis, because like right before we broke up, I was in New York doing press, and he said, you really should cut your hair, and so it's more age appropriate. Like if you have really long hair with extensions, it looks phony. And I think that's kind of what Alexis, her hair is. And then he would say, like, why do these girls dress so provocatively? Like, they really should cover up and be conservative. And
she's like shimmying in her interviews.
So I feel like I don't even know him.
Yeah.
But if they're happy, great. I don't want to be with them at all.
Well, thank God.
I don't.
You were speaking with Jen outside of the dinner last week, saying that you had things you could say or release about him. Is that something we will see later in the season?
No, I mean, I don't. And it's not like I have some salacious.
You're just like the story about
stuff,
John.
It's just details. It's just details of, we had an unhealthy relationship. We did.
Yeah.
So, it's just, I mean, at this point, and you'll see it on the next episode, Alexis is saying that she's got videos of me. First of all, why is she getting involved?
Right.
But that can destroy me. So I don't know if it's one video. I don't know if it's multiple videos, but it's threatening,
Yeah.
And John's suing me. And
So he did go through with that?
oh yeah.
What a piece
And
of
do you know how I found out that he was suing me? Through People magazine. It's not like I got the complaint from my attorney. No, there was a story in People magazine.
Wow.
They gave people a copy of the complaint.
And there's no contract that you signed with him to pay for whatever.
No, he never asked me for the money back. And what's interesting is, you'll see it on the show, but it's, I mean, I made a statement to People. I offered him payment in full because the attorney's fees are going to go way over.
Totally.
$75,000. So I offered to pay him in full and he said no. So clearly it's not about money.
It's not.
No. So he wouldn't sign a non-disparagement agreement, which is standard
Wow.
when you
absolutely.
settle with someone. So clearly he wants to disparage me or hurt me.
And I mean, for Alexis to be supporting this, it's like if you offered to pay him back in full, then that should be, you want your money back, right? You say, I owe you money, here's your money. But now you're not going to take the money?
Yeah, he said no.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, and I'm sure she's hearing his side, I'm sure he's painted a really horrible story about me. So, and it is interesting too that I've only been involved in one other lawsuit, and that was with her ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just odd.
Yeah, it just like has her name on it,
and it's a lot. It's stressful for me that I have a lawsuit going on right now.
Right.
And he added a fraud claim that I intentionally took money from him, and he's asking for punitive damages. It's
wow.
I know. It's a lot.
That is a lot.
And Emily tells me, because she's an attorney, she says, it's so suspect that he did this during filming.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Because if I owed him money, wouldn't he say, hey, and by the way, we're breaking up for the second time and you owe me.
Right. But you waited.
He didn't do that. And if the first amount of money was a loan, why would he give me money the second time?
Right. That doesn't make any sense. So maybe these are all coincidences, okay? But as we mentioned, now it's Alexis is dating your ex-boyfriend. She's frequenting your go-to spots. She joins your gym. She even has a dog that's the same breed as Archie. So it's kind of giving single white female. Is that what it feels like to you?
I mean, I really don't pay attention. I mean, I didn't know she had a golden retriever, but I just don't pay attention to it. And they can go to whatever restaurants they want to. I don't work out at that gym anymore. Yeah. Okay. They're still with that trainer, I guess. So even though he filmed with me in season 13, season 14, I had a history with him. Mm-hmm. He trained my kids too, but now they work out with him.
Yeah. I'm just does any of your cast not get how odd this all is? Do they see it?
They've all said to me that they wouldn't be able to do what I did, to film with,
totally
to film with her. So I guess I feel strong that I got through it.
Absolutely.
But, I have, I just feel like she came in hot. She just kind of came in.
She came in with a rehearsed line, hot.
Yeah, and said, you're old enough to be my mother, and other stuff. I'm bummed. You don't see all of the things that happened at that dinner.
Yeah.
I thought it was the worst day of filming in my 10 years on the show. I thought it would go down as one of the toughest dinners that anyone had to sit through in all of Housewives. There were about 8 things being slung at me. It was just coming at all directions. Mm-hmm. Alexis said to me, tried to point out that I wasn't a good girlfriend to John when we were dating because I didn't spend the night at his house. And I said to her, I had 3 kids under the age of 18. So I was going to sleep at my house and John would come over. And then I remember Tamra saying, oh, now your mom's shaming her? It's no, I have young kids, you know? But it was just so much was coming at me. And I knew that there was a threat of a lawsuit, but I wasn't going to discuss it in the group. I told Vicky about it and my family about it, but I wasn't going to bring it up at the table.
Yeah.
And so you have 2 receipts of checks.
A wire transfer
What is that?
or
What does
whatever.
it show?
Like, okay, you've already admitted that he gave you the money and you've offered
Right.
to pay it back. So what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who would you say during all of this has been the most understanding and supportive of you in this situation?
Scheana. And it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
She and I did get along. After her DUI, we kind of spent some time together. But, then we didn't. So for her to, completely turn around and have empathy
Yeah.
and be so supportive, and like she'll go to the lengths of defending me a lot as the season continues. So,
Yeah. I love that because
Yeah.
I also feel like as someone who I had a major learning curve while on reality TV dealing with someone who had substance abuse, my ex-husband, and I made a lot of ignorant comments and I'm like, well, why do you have to drink to get drunk? Why can't you just have one glass of wine? Why do you have to finish the bottle? I said so many ignorant things thinking it was just a drinking problem and not that he was an alcoholic. And just, I learned a lot from the audience. And that's one of the few times that the haters are good because they put things in perspective.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, I've learned. So I can only hope that Tamra is just ignorant in how to navigate this, with a loved one like I was. Because like you just said with Gina, it's like she could have used this
Sure.
to
Absolutely.
rub it in your face after your past comments about her DUI, but she gave you grace and
Right.
understanding. So how has this experience changed you and improved your relationship with Gina?
Well, first of all, Tamra is not coming from a place of caring.
Yeah.
I just think it's all for show. And, we didn't speak for 2 years. She said I ghosted her and I didn't. And we didn't really reconnect the way that we used to. It was still kind of proceed with caution. And when she makes statements like, oh, alcoholics take it out on the people closest to them. The month before my DUI, I had my twins going to college for the first time. She didn't even call me and say, how are you doing? Or
Yeah.
your one kid just left. Now you got one left. I moved from a 7-bedroom home to a 3-bedroom. She wasn't saying, hey, you want me to come over? Let me see your new place. Can I
Yeah.
help you? Like, we weren't that close. So that really bothers me. But, the whole DUI, I have to say, for my own sanity, I have to say that it happened for a reason. Because I am a much stronger person. I'm a healthier person today. And most importantly, I didn't hurt anyone. But then I'm creating healthy boundaries for myself. And a
Yeah.
friendship with Tamra is not healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. I would just brush things under the rug. Every year, she's had an issue with me, whether I do something or I don't do something. But I'm not a good enough friend to her. And I'm just flipping tired of hearing about it.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
And she was gone when I was in my treatment program. For her to say that I was drinking through it, I mean, my therapist was livid when I showed her that clip.
Yeah.
And, it was random drug alcohol test. You never
Right.
knew. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
drink through it.
Yeah.
So before you start, I mean, it is defamatory. To label someone an alcoholic, it's harmful.
We're going to just take one more
Okay.
quick little break and then we'll be right back. I have more thoughts. All right, it's about that time when I'm shifting my wardrobe from summer to fall, and it's always a challenge. I did recently finally get rid of my last moving box filled with clothes, packed up a bunch, ordered a bunch, and here we are. And I did that by shopping on Quince. They offer timeless, high quality items that I adore, ensuring my wardrobe stays fresh and I don't blow my budget. The weather is still warm, so we got some cute little summer sets for summer. We got some really nice little crop top bralettes for me, but also for the winter, they have cashmere sweaters from $50, pants for every occasion, washable silk tops, and so much more. And the best part is all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, premium fabrics and finishes, which I absolutely love. I can't wait for summer to get back into her sweaters that I ordered for her last year. I got them a size up, so they fit her a little big last year. They're going to be perfect for this winter. And they're so cute. These are pieces that you're going to keep or pass on forever. Make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/honey for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/honey to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/honey. And if we're saving money while we're shopping, then why are we not using Rakuten? This is the smartest way to save money when you shop because you earn cash back at over 3,500 stores. We're talking fashion, beauty, electronics, home essentials, travel, dining, concert tickets, so much more. Some of your favorite stores, and I know they're going to be some of your favorites because they're some of my favorites, include Adidas, Walmart. We've got Sephora and Ulta, Petco. I mean, all the things we need, plus Lowe's for Brock. When you're spending money, why not save or get money back? All of these stores pay Rakuten to send them shoppers, and Rakuten then passes on a part of that payment to its members as cash back. Your cash back is deposited directly into your PayPal account, or Rakuten can send you a check, whichever you prefer. You can maximize your savings by stacking cash back on top of other deals like store sales and coupons, and it's like you're already shopping at your favorite stores, so why not save while you're doing it? It's basically a no-brainer. Membership is free and it's easy to sign up. So what are you waiting for? Get the Rakuten app now and join the 17 million members who are already saving. Cashback rates change daily. See Rakuten.com for details. That's RAKUTEN. Your cashback really adds up. I have to say, I loved how supportive your daughters were in that scene. Like, you're a great mom. You've always tried to do your best and be a good example to them. As I told you before we even started, you've always been my mom's favorite. She thinks you're just such an incredible mom. And like, their behavior in that scene was just a testament to what a good mother you are. You know, it's like you've raised kind girls. They're supportive. They can recognize that moms aren't always perfect. We can lose our way sometimes, but would you say that was like, you know, obviously a major wake up call?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like, you know, yeah, we all make mistakes, but that was a pretty darn big mistake. Yeah. I mean, to be the age that I am, I mean, I was almost 60 when all this happened. And I mean, it's just, I broke bones. I got in an accident. Like, none of that. I've never been in an accident before. I'd never broken a bone before. I'd never had a DUI before. So it's embarrassing. You know, a lot of people say, oh, yeah, I had one too, you know, when I was 19.
Yeah.
So I still am absolutely humiliated, and the shame and the guilt that I still carry with me. You know, I don't know if that's ever going to go away, but it's part of the therapy is to try and move forward from it. So I look at myself today and I just say, you're healthier now. And maybe it had to take this to happen. And I've admitted, and I say it often on the show, was I using alcohol to cope? Absolutely I was. And I did when my marriage ended as well. Yeah. But today I don't. And I use other coping mechanisms like cold water, or I go on a walk, or I breathe, or, you know, things like that. So, and for now, you know, there's almost a part of me that I didn't drink for a while, and I did right after because I was freaking out. Like, I thought my life was over. But when Tamra was saying all these things, it's like, I'm not going to stop drinking because Tamra says so, kind of thing. So for now, you know, I will go out and have a few drinks, but if it becomes a problem, then I'll address it. But, you know, she doesn't have the authority.
Right.
And who made her the judge?
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, that's her last name.
Unintended. What other changes have you made about just cutting out toxicity from your life? Obviously, we've got John, Tamra, but you said cold water, and just like, is there anything that you would give someone advice of things that have helped you cope?
Yeah, well, I mean, therapy has been amazing. Yeah. And what I came to discover in the place that I went to. I mean, alcohol was a huge part of the program, and I had a sober coach and everything that I met with regularly. But we all have issues in our childhood, but I just pushed them down and didn't really. I just like put your big girl pants and keep moving forward, and I didn't really think about or address or unravel all of that. So I'm trying to do that now, and I just feel better about myself. And how I know that I'm growing is that I don't want to date right now. Like I'm okay being by myself, and that is very odd for me. Like I'm a relationship girl.
Good for you.
So I'm okay with myself.
Yeah.
So I hope to meet someone someday, but if I don't, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well,
you do.
You're very sweet. Thank you.
I have to say, I loved the scene with you and your dad. Got Gene the machine on last week's episode. And you had mentioned you come from a fun family. So what did that look like growing up?
My dad's very social. And I take him out to dinner once a week. He's 95. And Stella was with us. And he just laughs a lot. He says, tells jokes all the time that are so not funny. But what was it he said last night? It's easier to find new friends than new material. So I hear the jokes over and over again. Yeah. But he's just larger than life kind of thing. So it does make things more fun. But, when it's your dad, you're kind of, you get embarrassed sometimes. So,
yeah. In that scene, you had said that you never saw alcohol as a coping mechanism until you met John. How do you think he affected your alcohol consumption?
Well, no, because I did use it when my marriage was ending with David. Yeah, because I gained a bunch of weight. I just ate and drank. I was so miserable. But John, we went out a lot. Like he's a drinker. So even though Alexis is saying
they barely drink together and she hasn't observed him drinking very much, like, do you think that's true?
No. Well, it might be. That might have been part of his game plan.
His love bombing, his like manipulative behavior. Like, oh no, I don't drink that much.
Yeah. But we went out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would end up, karaoke late night, singing, and
love karaoke night. But
it's fun maybe once a year.
Yeah.
But it happened a lot.
Yeah. Do you think the Tres Amigas is done for good, or is there any chance of getting the band back together again?
No, we're done. We are done. And we were nervous at the beginning, Vicki and I were, because, we put a lot of work into it. And interestingly enough, we had to tailor the show because I didn't want alcohol things. And all we did was take out a song and a video.
Okay.
So it wasn't really that alcohol focused. And it's a better show with just Vicki and I now, with the two of us, because we have this banter sort of thing. It's interesting too. A month after my DUI, we had 2 shows in Phoenix, and it was right after BravoCon. And
I remember that.
We took the alcohol song and video out of the show. The second night, Tamra said, "We're putting it back in." And I go, I don't know about that. She goes, "You're fine. We're going to put it back in." And we did. So for someone to say she didn't want to do the show because
of that.
Yeah. But then she's saying, "No, we're going to put it back in." So we did.
Wow.
Use that song in the second show.
That is very interesting.
A little tidbit.
Yeah. Would you rebrand as Dos Amigas?
Sometimes we do that.
Yeah.
Doug Buden is our host, and he's so funny. So we'll say Dos Amigas y Doug.
Okay.
That's kind of
I was going to say, or you keep it Tres Amigas, but you have like a third person like kind of come in like someone new.
Yeah. It's just the Shannon and Vicki live show now, and it's fun. It's
I can't wait to come see it.
It's really fun. Yeah. It's like a variety show.
I love that.
We sing and we dance, and we're not singers and we're not dancers.
That's so fun. I love it. No, I seriously silly. I want to come see a show.
That's
so
great.
I'll have to keep tabs on when you have one.
Okay.
But okay, so with Tamra, I feel like, and maybe the audience as well, is kind of struggling to understand where things went off the tracks with the two of you. Because it's like she's saying, well, I wanted to step away from the show because of the alcohol. But now you're saying that she was like, no, we're keeping the song in. So like, where did it go south?
Well, I guess she had issues with, because she didn't want to do Phoenix, but then we said, well, we've already sold tickets, so we have to do it.
Right.
But and Luann did a show 1 month after her issues, years ago.
Now she
too.
sells merch with her mugshot.
Oh, really?
She brought me
my
a shirt.
God. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
An idea.
But when Alexis and John met, she posted a picture of something, and Tamra commented on the photo. And I texted her, "What are you doing? Like, what? Why are you commenting on her photos?" And she said, "Grow the fuck up." And we had nasty text exchanges, and then she's like, "Have another drink," like just horrible things. And then John and Alexis became an official item. And about a month later at Christmas, she said, "I feel really bad that this is probably going to be a tough holiday with the Alexis and John stuff." So she says that on the show. It's like, okay, but wait, a month earlier you were saying grow the fuck up. It's just like selective memory of how things happened. You know? So, I was upset that she was, you're, quote, one of my closest friends and commenting on her stuff.
Yeah. Do you feel like she's one of the people who is different when the cameras come up?
Yes. I think, I don't know. It's just, I'll never know, but it's my guess that with Tamra, it's all about the show. It's just all about the show.
Yeah. Yeah. With some people, I see that. I feel like her and Alexis, from what I remember, it's like they weren't besties on the show, So why all of a sudden is she like best friends with her? And why is she not upset with Alexis about the lawsuit that cost her $500,000?
Because she wasn't on the court documents. She just sent a letter saying,
"Gotcha.
We're going to sue you." So that's my phrase is got the ball rolling. So she got the ball rolling on the lawsuit.
I see. How hurtful has it been for you watching this season back and seeing Tamra confiding in Alexis about you?
It's very hurtful. I hate watching it. That's the worst part for me, is because I know what I film, but I don't know what other people are saying.
See it all.
Saying behind my back. I dread it. Like I get it in episode today. We get it like 3 days early, and it's like, I don't want to watch it.
I know that feeling when you see it in your inbox and you're like, but you have to. Yeah.
I do. I mean, I can't put my head in the sand. I kind of do.
Yeah.
I kind of put my head in the sand. I don't like Google alert or I don't Google.
But you're still watching. You're seeing what everyone else says. You're seeing their perspectives, their interviews. You're seeing the other sides of everything. It's like, what you lived and what you filmed, but now you see what everyone says behind your back.
She's just so opinionated about me. She doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
Just like, she's kind of obsessed. I mean, I have a much bigger issue with Tamra than I do with Alexis.
Yeah.
I'm just never going to be Alexis's friend.
Right. Tamra was one of your closest friends.
She was very close to me. And we had this like sisterhood because when you're in a reality show, it's like a sorority. We just get it.
Totally.
You can talk to your friends all you want, but they're not living it.
They're not in it.
We understood each other that way. So it was nice. I think that's what bonded us a lot,
Now that the season has started airing, have you heard from her?
No.
I just wonder if her watching it back is like making her realize that she went a little too far. I mean, that dinner and just the way she was screaming, it was like, it's very unnecessary. Where is this coming from? Like, why is so much anger?
Why is there so much? Why is she so angry?
Right.
Like, it's my life. Why is it affecting you so much? Like, focus on yourself.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, there are the people who like clock in when you want to make good TV and you want to be dramatic and you want to be the loudest person in the room. And it's like, she hasn't always been on the show. And maybe this is her way of trying to just be extra. I don't know. But I mean, she's made a lot of statements about your alcohol consumption, saying alcoholics shouldn't drink, suggesting you start your day with booze, and then claims she's giving you tough love and doesn't want to enable you. But it's like, did you perceive that that's what she was doing?
Well,
Tough
I
love?
mean, there was no conversation with me ever.
Yeah.
So if it was such an issue, you weren't bringing it up.
And that's a very interesting version of tough love, just like, no conversation. No, like, let me sit you down. Let me come over. Let me see your new house. Let me talk to you about your kids off to college. Let me see and check in on your mental health. How are you doing? That's what a friend does.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes you realize that some people are friends and some people are cast members, unfortunately.
Right. No, it's very clear.
Yeah.
Very clear.
Well, I saw on Instagram last week that you were on a fasting retreat with Jeff Lewis in the desert.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about this? How did this come about?
Well, we were talking about like resetting, and I like to go to spas and that sort of thing, but I'd never been to We Care before.
Mhm.
And so you basically don't chew food. It's just juicing, and you get colonics every day.
Interesting.
It was the most random group. Joey Zauzig was with us, and he's an influencer.
Okay.
Very popular. I
Yeah.
didn't even realize what a fan base he has. And Beverly D'Angelo came with us too, and she is a kick in the pants. So it was a lot of fun. And, we were starving. I'll tell you that much. We're not.
So
going
how
back.
long was it?
Just 4 days.
But that's a long time.
I know, and I'm not doing it again.
No, I
I'm
did.
not.
I did the master cleanse once, and I think that was 7 to 10. It might have been a full 10 days where you just drink like the lemon juice,
Oh, really?
honey or agave,
Yeah.
cayenne pepper, water. Like that's it.
And were you okay?
I did it. I lost some weight doing it. I used to be very obsessed with my weight, and I would do anything I could to just stay thin. It was so unhealthy. But that cleanse I did for like 10 days, which was so gnarly. So
Wow.
just for the 4 days.
Well,
I'm
they
like,
say after a certain period of time, like you'll get more energy. And
Right.
I didn't get there.
didn't make it there. I'm like,
No.
do we all need to do this? Like the content was funny.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, a lot of things happened that were really, really funny. Like with we did Jeff's radio show from the location
While you're
and
just starving.
telling colonic stories. So it was a lot.
Is colonics painful?
I mean, it's awkward, but
Yeah.
no, it's not painful.
Okay.
Your gut is responsible for your immunity, so
Yeah.
it's good to get colonics.
Yeah. I've never done it. I've always wanted to
Yeah,
try
it's
it. But
you got to get used to it a little.
yeah. I have to ask, did you end up getting your In and Out after?
No, we pulled over at Starbucks and Jeff got a sandwich, but I didn't. I wanted to try and be good.
Yeah.
So, but then I got home
Yeah.
and then I opened the refrigerator and then that was it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, I just have to say, from knowing you and watching your journey for this long, like I'm just so proud of how much you've grown and how far you've come. Obviously, you have been through so much, but you still have such a good head on your shoulders. You look incredible.
Oh,
You know,
sweet.
you've
Thank
got 3 amazing
you.
daughters,
I do.
and like you have to be so proud of them.
I am. I really am. I'm going to be sad. Adeline left yesterday for New York,
Oh.
and then Stella's going back to Paris. And it's all good. I mean, I am blessed. They are blessed. I'm grateful
Yeah.
for everything in my life, and I have been through things, but I put myself there. Like
Yeah.
I'm responsible for putting myself there. So I just I don't know. It's just important for me. I don't want anyone to ever feel sorry for me because I did certain things, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a lifelong process for me to just continually learn lessons.
Yeah, but you're doing it.
I
And
know.
you're putting it all out there, which is so admirable and will help so many people who also have gone through similar situations. You're not holding anything back. And that's not
Thank
always easy to do in this world when you do put the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it out there. And you're doing that. So
Thank
you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
And what advice, my last question, what advice would you have to other moms out there who are soon to be empty nesters, whose kids are going off to college? Like, give me future advice, because mine just started preschool and I'm already
No,
thinking
I
about
know.
the day.
It goes by
So quick.
so quickly. You know what? I was excited to see when you raise a child and you let them out into the world. It's so exciting to see what they do
Mhm.
with their lives. And I had so much fun visiting the kids. So I got to know all of Sophie's friends and the parents, and it's so much fun. Like I think go away the fact that Stella's in Paris. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like they're growing up, And, you want to be that helicopter mom, but at the other side, you got to let him grow up and learn. So,
yeah. I mean, mine just started preschool, and already
So
the first
cute.
day when I left her, she was just like, bye. Why are you still here? I'm good. And then I pick her up and I'm like, you're like 3 going on 13.
Right.
And it just,
Right.
when I had her as a baby and people are like, oh, it goes by so quick. It's like, shut the fuck up. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, they weren't
Right.
lying. It really
Right.
does. It goes so quick.
She's so darling.
She's so precious.
She is.
No, she's the best. But, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was so good to get into some shenanigans with you. I've been wanting to do this for so long. You've been like top of my list of people I want to
you're
get on
sweet.
here. So
Thank you.
thank you. But I know you're a busy lady, so I'll let you go. Thank you guys all for listening, watching. And if you're not already following this beautiful woman, give her a follow. So, and new episodes every, Thursday?
Thursday.
So Fridays on Peacock? Yeah. Sometimes I let a couple pile up so I can binge.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to know what happens next.
Exactly. Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I look forward to watching the rest of your journey.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Searching for this all my life. You're just